Chaining data activities to prepare test data environments. Firstly, we're going to validate the database source. We're going to extract a subset of the source data. We're then going to mask the data. Then we'll supplement the target database with some custom data. And finally, we'll just validate the database to make sure it's in a good state. So why would you want to do this? Firstly, you can quickly create smaller, multiple clean environments. You can supplement the data with the specific data that you need for your testing or development. These environments can then be used for isolated development, training databases, recreating bugs in isolation, and also to drive DevOps and stable automation. You can also use the same techniques to share data across environments. So let's have a look at the pipeline where we've pulled together a bunch of standard test data activities. Firstly, we're going to validate the database source. In this case, it's a development environment which is continuously being used. Now, what you'll find is that you'll have lots of bad data or lots of slightly invalid data in your development environments typically. We don't want these discrepancies in our QA environment, so we're going to lose them as we pull the data over. So we're going to extract a clean subset of data by crawling across the database using the discovered foreign keys and any soft relationships we've created. And we'll pull out a smaller valid set of data. In this instance, we're pulling out 3 suppliers and crawling across the database. Once we've done that, we're then going to mask the data in that environment, and then we're going to supplement it, and then we're finally going to validate that the data in our QA environment is nice and clean. So let's fire off the job. So if we just click on execute, you'll be prompted for the names of the suppliers that we're going to be using to drive the subset, some masking parameters if you want to turn on auditing, etc. And finally, we're going to create some specific customers. Let's create 100 of them. We want them to be shipped, and we want them to be rejected refund, and let's just have a range of orders and items, and click submit. If we go back to the model of the pipeline, you can see the job running along. So you can see all the steps as they are moving through. So we're finally supplementing it with some specific data that we need for the development we're doing there. And we're finally doing a validation on the target environment to make sure it's in a good state. The user will receive a nice report at the end explaining what's happened. And you can see there were no errors found in our new QA environment. So now let's look at the Postgres environments. This is our development environment, and this is our QA environment. You can see for suppliers we had 45, we've gone down to 3, and all of the other tables pretty much have been cut down based upon those suppliers. The exceptions is the customer, the orders and items, which we supplemented with some specific data that we need for testing and development in this environment. So if you're interested in having a look at the software, feel free to get in touch. Thank you very much.